Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I filmed a fall makeup tutorial for you, and I've been wearing this look for the past couple of weeks. I've been kind of like transitioning into the darker fall shades, and I've been loving this look. I've also discovered some new falsies, some lashes that I've been wearing that I'll show you guys in the video. They're so pretty. And then also I've been experimenting with a couple of different like darker fall lip combinations, which I'm going to share with you guys in my September favorites. And this video was also, I had this look on in my, I think it was my fall nail polish video. And a few of you guys asked if I could show you guys how to do this look. So I hope you guys enjoy the video and go ahead and keep watching. My skin has been so dry because I've been staying really consistent with my Retin-A. So I just applied Paula's Choice Resist Daily Wrinkle Defense Moisturizer. I use this because it has a sunscreen. When you're using Retin-A, it's super important to wear a sunscreen. So I've already applied that, and I did take a little bit of Bobbi Brown eye cream. My under eyes are super dry right now. Everything is really dry. So I use that, and then now I'm going to be starting with my eyes. So first off, I'm just going to be taking the MAC Prolongwear Concealer, and I'm going to be using this as my eye base. I think this is, yeah, it's NW15. So it's lighter than what I would normally use like under my eyes, but it kind of helps to make the eyeshadows just stand out a little bit more. And just tapping it around my eye area. You want to be really gentle. That way you don't cause any more wrinkles. And just kind of tapping it in. I like to kind of just let that set to dry for a few minutes. And while I'm letting it dry, I'm going to go ahead and fill in my eyebrows. So I'm using the usual Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in Taupe, and let's see, it's my MAC 263, and it always likes to hide from me. Here it is, because it's like a shorter brush, so it kind of likes to sit down below everything else. Okay, so I just take a little bit of product, tap it into the lid to get any excess off, and I just line the top part of my eyebrow, which you guys have seen me do this a million times. Line the bottom. And I have been taking my eyebrow down, just the tail just a little bit lower. I don't know why. I guess just trying something new. And just kind of filling in the rest. I'm going to quickly fill this one in. And my eyebrows are so different, it's really hard to get them even. But I try. And like this, I don't know, it's just hard to get them even, but I try to get them just pretty similar to each other. Pretty sure we all have this problem, right? Okay. Now that that's done, see, even now it looks like this side looks lighter, but I'm gonna go with it. So I'm just gonna take my spoolie and just brush through and make sure that there's no buildup of product. And they look really thick right now, but that's just because I don't have anything else on. Okay. Now to start with my eyes, I'm taking my Shade and Light palette from KATVOND, and I'm just going to sweep over everything with a light shade. I'm using this like bone shade, and this just sets that concealer and makes everything else easier to blend. So I think that's pretty good. And now I'm going to be taking, actually I'm trying to think of what I use. So I'm going to be taking this Nude Collection palette that I got in my FabFitFun box, and I'm going to be taking this really light shade. It is called Macadamia, and I'm just putting this on the inner corner. And then bringing it over to the center of the eyelid. And I can go back in when I'm done if I need to make sure that it stays really highlighted. but for now I think that's okay. And now I'm taking my Shade and Light eye palette again. I'm just taking this red shade. I don't know what it is because the name has rubbed off, but I'm just going to take my 217 and just apply this to the outer corner. And then just kind of blending it up into the crease. And I wasn't sure about this shade. Like looking at it, it doesn't look like it would be something that is wearable for me, but it actually looks really good. I have a lot of green in my eyes, so it really like brings that out and makes the green pop. So like ruby shades look really good with green eyes. Like not orange, like reddish browns look, they just make green eyes pop. It looks so pretty. So just working on blending that. And I'm just going to take a little bit underneath my lower lash line. I always like to connect the bottom with the top. It just looks so much better. Now I'm going to be going in with a MAC paint pot, and this is in Quite Natural. It's just like a medium brown. And I'm just going to be using like a smudger brush, and I'm just taking a little bit of this and I'm taking it on the lower lash line, not all the way in, probably like 3/4 of the way in, and then also just meeting up with that top lash line and applying a little bit there and taking a little bit more and just blending it out. I like my eye makeup looks so much better when I just add a little bit to the lower lash line. If I leave it bare, it looks like something's missing. So I think we're good on that. I'm going to go ahead and apply my foundation now, and I have been using the MAC Prolongwear waterproof foundation, and these run a little bit, is it light or dark? I think it's dark. So I'm using NC20. And when you first apply it, it looks a little bit too light, but it oxidizes a little bit, so it ends up being like really close. So I'm just going to take my makeup sponge and just start applying it. See how light that looks? But I remember getting a shade darker and it was just too dark. I had to go get my sponge wet again. It was pretty dry. I used it this morning, but it just wasn't damp enough. Now I'm going to be taking some concealer. I'm using the Studio Finish Concealer from MAC in NC20. Now I'm going to be applying a highlighter, and this is the Prep and Prime highlighter in Radiant Rose. And I'm just applying that right over the concealer. I'm not blending it in yet because I really just want it to sit and warm up. And also it gives this time to set up a little bit. I feel like it gives more coverage if you just let it set for a few seconds, like 30 seconds maybe. And I'm just taking this on my forehead, down my nose, and then right underneath my nose. And let that set for a second. So while that is sitting, I'm going to go ahead and apply a liquid liner, and I'm using the matte liquid liner. This stuff is amazing. I love it. I know I've been raving about it, but it's just awesome for a drugstore liquid liner. And I'm just going to line my top lash line. And I'm going to be wearing false lashes, so I'm not going to make my wing too big, but just kind of wing it out to give my eye shape. My eyes like slant downwards, so I feel like if I have like a little bit of a wing, it helps to just lift my eyes. And the lashes I'm using today, these are new, and oh my gosh, I've been loving them. I'll show you guys in just a second. They are from Salon Perfect. And they're so like thin and lightweight. Like it doesn't feel like you're wearing like a big heavy lash. They're long, but they just don't feel like heavy. I'll show you what they are. They are these ones, and Go Glam multi-pack. I'm not even sure what style they are. Go Glam maybe, but these are awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and apply those and I will come right back. So while the lashes are drying, I'm just going to go back in with my ring finger and just blend out that concealer. My skin is like so dry that it's like flaking off. Sounds so gross, right? But seriously, like, it's just one of those things that comes along with like beauty. It's like the stuff that we put ourselves through for anti-aging products. In the end, it'll be worth it. Okay, so those are not completely dry yet. I'm going to go back in with an eyelash curler when they're dry just to make sure that they stay. My eyelashes are like the straightest lashes, so sometimes you can see them. They're not as curled as the regular lashes, so I have to go back in and curl them with the lashes so they kind of stay together. Okay, so now I'm just going to take a little bit of powder. I'm using my MAC MSF in Natural, and I'm just putting this on the outer perimeter of my face, and it also helps to make everything, it's a little bit darker than my foundation, so it kind of brings everything to the same color. And taking it on my temples, blending it into my hairline. And I'm not taking this under my eyes. When I set my concealer, I look like an old lady. Seriously, my eyes get so like wrinkly and crepey. I just like to let my foundation or my concealer just set, and it's just so much better. And I'm just going to take a little bit of the Coty Airspun powder, and I'm just going to go right underneath my under eyes, like right where my highlight would go, just to make that blend a little bit easier. Okay, I think we're good with powder. Now I am going to be taking my contour, and I'm using the Kat Von D Shade and Light contour palette. Love Kat Von D. I've been loving so many of her products, but I'm just taking this cooler dark shade on the end, and I'm going to use this to hollow out my cheeks. And I've been trying to stick to like a cooler contour shade, that way it mimics a shadow a little bit better. I think it just looks better, so it kind of just looks more natural. And then I can go back in with like that warmer shade, and I'm just going to take a big fluffy brush and then just kind of blend that onto the cheeks a little bit more, up a little higher, and it looks so good. So just taking a little bit along my hairline, making sure to blend that in. And I'm just kind of lightly tapping it because I don't want for my foundation to be like shifted and kind of takes it off, so I'm just being very light with it. And I think that's good for contour. Actually, I'm going to take a little bit of powder and just bring it down onto my neck. Okay, now for blush. I've been trying to stick with like fall shades, like darker, deeper kind of like blushes. So I'm using Desert Rose from MAC. And I'm just going to use, I think I have an e.l.f. brush in here. I've been loving this e.l.f. blush for brush. It's just, I don't know what it's called, but it's just like a small blush brush. You could probably use it for highlight too. And I just put it on the back of my cheeks and then just blend it in really good. Same on this side. And I try to keep it up here, back, and then smile and take a little bit onto my cheeks. Just a little bit. I don't want it to be too heavy right there. And now I'm taking my Anastasia Glow Kit in Sundipped. So now I'm just taking Moonstone and I'm applying it right on top of my cheekbones and then smiling and just adding a little bit right there. And a little on my nose and upper lip. And then back again with my big powder brush and just making sure that everything is blended. And now I'm going to go back in with my eyelash curler and just press those together. Aren't these eyelashes awesome? They're so pretty. Okay, now for my lipstick combination. You guys were asking about this in my, I think it was my nail polish video, but this is MAC Faux. It's like a mauve, like a deep mauve. And then for liner, I've been using the Urban Decay Naked liner. And just taking it along the outside of my lips. And that is pretty much it. So this is the final look. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.